As quick as a flash, today I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of a web-based tool developed by Nature Metrics and funded by Natural England. Different qPCR assays can be validated to different stages, which can make it difficult to understand and interpret results. Additionally, there's a lack of standard reporting between labs. To tackle this, Nature Metrics, funded by Natural England, has created a checklist to assign a level of confidence to an assay as low, medium, or high based on 13 questions, developed a prototype web-based tool to interpret qPCR results, as well as creating a standard reporting format for those qPCR results. The tool is called COASTER, which stands for Confidence Assessment Tool for eDNA qPCR Results. COASTER is developed in R under the Shiny framework, and it's essentially a 5-step process, which I'm going to walk you through. To begin with, when you go to the COASTER homepage, this is what you see. You're able to download a modifiable template, which the user can populate with their own qPCR data in the appropriate wells, and then re-upload it as a CSV file to the tool. For this purposes, I already have a populated file. You can then scroll down and you can see if everything populated as expected. Then we move over to the assay settings. There are default settings, or you can select to change the default settings. You must enter a justification for the change if you make one, and this is reflected in the report. For the purposes of this walkthrough, I'm only using the default settings. Following this, the user then moves down to the assay validation checklist. Going through the questions, the user answers 1 for yes or 0 for no. This enables the tool to determine whether the assay has a confidence level of low, medium, or high. After this, you can enter a report title. You can choose to include this appendix report table, and all tables in the report are able to be downloaded as CSV files. After the report is generated, this is what you see. You have the date the report's generated, and the results are at 3 levels: the qPCR replicate level, if selected, the DNA sample level, and the sampling point level. We see we have a warning flagged up by the tool that the efficiency is outside the recommended values, and to see the glossary. And this just tells us may require further optimization because the current efficiency in this particular assay was 78%, but it would be up to the user what they may do with that information. We have a summary of results. Did all our controls perform as expected? We also have a summary table of results for the 3 levels with the total number of positive, negative, inconclusive, and tentatively positive samples. We have a table which has the assay settings as defined by the user and the assay validation checklist answers as inputted by the user. Figure 1 is likely going to be a standard curve, and possibly a standard curve that your own qPCR results can be inputted to. Then we have an interpretation of the results at the sampling point level, how many negative, positive, tentative, positive, or inconclusive samples there were, and what that actually means. Following that, we have a table where we have an interpretation of the results at the DNA sample level, which provides a little bit extra information than just looking at the overall sampling point level. And then if it was selected, following this, there's an appendix table, which breaks everything down at the qPCR replicate level. And if you are interested in testing COASTER and providing feedback, or you'd like some more information, I'd be really would encourage you to email me at the address on the screen. I thank you for listening, and I look forward to answering your questions.